Hey everyone, I'm back to continue our recycled antenna project. If you have an old charger that still works but you don't need, bring it out and let's get started together. And in this first step, I'll carefully pry open the charger to remove the circuit board inside. This board is the heart of our project because it contains the components that can process and decode TV signals. Essentially, it takes the electromagnetic waves received by the antenna and converts them into electrical signals that your TV can understand. By soldering it to other key components, we can make it work as a mini signal decoder, turning raw broadcast waves into actual TV channels. Understanding how this works is what makes this recycled charger so valuable. It's not just a piece of scrap, it's a tiny, ready-made signal processor. After creating the two soldering points on the circuit board, I'll solder a short piece of wire onto each point. We'll remove the USB socket from the circuit board because it's unnecessary and would get in the way during assembly. This is a 1-to-2 signal splitter, and I'll use it as an intermediary to connect the signal receiving routers to the decoder. The reason it's so useful is that it allows a single incoming signal to be divided and sent to multiple components without losing quality. By doing this, each part of our setup gets a clean, stable signal, which makes the decoding process more reliable and efficient. To keep the structure neat, I'll secure the 1-to-2 signal splitter onto the charger's cover using hot glue. Hot glue is really convenient here because it holds components firmly, sets quickly, and is easy to work with without damaging the parts. Next, I'll add a short coaxial cable to serve as the signal receiving router. Coaxial cable is important because it efficiently carries high-frequency TV signals with minimal loss and interference, ensuring that the signal reaching our decoder is strong and clear. This is an F-type coaxial connector. It's small and compact, but very handy. It makes it easy to securely attach one end of the coaxial cable to the splitter's connector without any hassle. For the copper core of this coaxial cable, I'll bend it into a spring shape. The twisted coiled structure increases the surface area and helps the cable pick up signals more efficiently, improving the overall reception for our signal receiving router. I've also prepared another similar router here to boost the signal reception for this homemade antenna setup. This is a portable power outlet, and I'll use it both as a base for the antenna setup and as a connection point for the coaxial cable to transmit the signal. Using it this way is very practical. It provides a stable, sturdy platform to hold all the components, while also keeping the signal pathway organized and secure, making the whole antenna setup more reliable and easy to handle. And with the longer coaxial cable I prepared, I'll use it as the signal transmission line to connect the antenna setup to the TV. This longer cable ensures the signal can travel without loss or interference, keeping the picture clear and stable. For the cable end that's being prepared to connect directly to the TV, I'm not only adding a standard F-type connector, but also an F-type 90-degree connector. This angle connector makes it easier to fit the cable in tight spaces and keeps the setup neat without bending or stressing the cable. All right, the homemade antenna is now complete. The overall structure looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? Now I'll take it outside and test it right away to see how well it actually works. It only took a few seconds for the TV screen to show the channel. It's impressive, but to know if the signal is stable, we'll need to monitor it for a while longer. And there you have it, our fully homemade antenna in action. From an old charger, a few coaxial cables, and some simple components, we turned scraps into a fully working TV signal receiver. It's amazing to see it come to life so quickly and perform so well. If you ever thought about recycling old electronics, this project proves just how powerful and fun it can be. Thanks for following along. And remember, with a bit of creativity, even the simplest materials can do extraordinary things.